Toastmasters, and every person who's tuning in who is not a non-Toastmaster, who's not a Toastmaster, therefore a non-Toastmaster. How are you on this beautiful Wednesday morning? I hope you are joining us feeling fresh and ready to start off your day excited for what the day holds for you. My name is Kenny Mabila, and I will be hosting TEAcast this morning, and we are going to talk about Teacon. What is this that everyone is going on about? What's the fuss about Toastmasters East African Conference that is happening this year in Kenya, in Mombasa? What we are going to expect this morning is for us to elucidate, to break away those myths, whatever you have that you feel is holding you back from buying that ticket. We want you to get to understand what is waiting for you in Toastmasters East African Conference. And with that, I will be introducing a phenomenal team, a distinguished team, a delectable team that is going to help me elucidate further on what Teacon is about. So with me today, and they will be doing their own introductions. I will not introduce them. It takes away. I have the wonderful program quality director, our distinguished Toastmaster, Robert Karanja. Robert Karanja, please can you unmute yourself and tell us about who you are? How long have you been in Toastmasters? What is Toastmasters actually? Is it toasting bread in the morning? Please elucidate for those who have never heard about Toastmasters as you tell us about your Toastmasters journey.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Candy, for this opportunity. And it is quite ironic right now. I was thinking about the first time I ever heard about Toastmasters. And I heard it from my wife when she showed me a trophy that she had won at Botea. Before we had Teacon, we had the best of Toastmasters in East Africa, which was summarized as Botea. And that is where Toastmasters, even before we were a district, Toastmasters from East Africa would gather in Nairobi and compete against each other. And the trophy she had won was a table topics contest. Back then, we didn't advance from the clubs all the way to the district. She just turned up to the meeting, signed up for the table topics contest, and won a trophy. And that is the first time I ever heard about Toastmasters back when we were dating. And then years later, in 2016, she introduced me to a club, Sema Toastmasters, and I joined that year in October, and I've been a member since then. I'm coming up on 8 years as a Toastmaster, and it has been quite an amazing journey of growth as a public speaker and as a leader. Thank you so much, Kendra.
I like that. Good heavens. I like your wife already. We kind of share a similar story because I was introduced to Toastmasters by my then fiance. So it's interesting how your spouses get to introduce you to this. Now, the question that I would pose is she still a Toastmaster?
She is still a Toastmaster at heart, although because of her work, because of her work, she's not able to keep up with her membership. But I think she's the one who has kept me focused on my journey because she keeps encouraging me. She keeps showing me the kind of progress that I've made over the years and applauding me. It's the same thing that we usually get from other club members. And the thing that keeps us as Toastmasters, when we get that kind of support from people who have watched us grow from the very beginning, we find that the journey becomes much more enjoyable and we strive for greater goals than we could have by ourselves.
That's the other thing we also join. My husband now is a Toastmaster at heart, but still encouraging. So I see how we swap places, not intentionally, but still life happens. But I'm glad you're still representing the family. At least the family is represented in Toastmasters. Sarah, our venue chair. Tell us about yourself. How did you join Toastmasters? What club are you in Toastmasters?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Candy, for that question. My story is not as rosy as both of you. I actually joined Toastmasters. One day I was just scrolling through a church group, and I was at a point in my life that I really needed to meet new people. And I was like, okay, this looks like an interesting place to be. And it was an advert for a Toastmasters club that was starting for women only. And I joined. I joined because I needed to network. Now, little did I know that I'm actually good at public speaking and leadership, because I was the charter president of this club. And
Wow.
I'll be starting my third year in Toastmasters in July. I've been in for 2 years now. No regret whatsoever. I have learned so much about myself through that journey, to an extent that my children push me. Have you done your speech? I liked that speech. I don't know how you did it. Which meeting are you doing today? Which role? They know the roles. They say they want to be Toastmasters. People around me have seen the change and they want to join in. The only place when they hear that we have to learn and we actually have projects is like, that's not for me. But it is a beautiful, beautiful journey that I would recommend that everyone take. Thank you, Candy.
Thank you so much, Sarah. You saw it in a chat group and you bought the idea and you started developing yourself. So now that you're on screen, the question that I'll pose to you, beyond public speaking, what has Toastmasters done for you?
Beyond public speaking, I have met business partners. I have met friends that have become family. I actually traveled to Tanzania for the first time through Toastmasters for our Teacon last year. I have gained more. I can't even tell the opportunities that Toastmasters has opened up for me. My communication, even at home, has changed how I speak to the people around me, which has improved my relationships in a very big way. So it's a win-win. It's a college that I cannot even explain how much you gain from being in it. Yes.
I like that. I like that because a lot of people just envision being boxed inside the whole public speaking, improving your public speaking, but they hardly ever see or understand that there's much more value beyond the club. And this translates into your personal life, into your professional life, into your entrepreneurship journey. So I see someone has joined us, and this is Tess Sierra, and Tess has not introduced herself. So Tess, would you kindly unmute yourself? Tell us about who is this Tess? How long has she been in Toastmasters? What club is she in? And what does she enjoy doing?
Thank you, Candy, and good morning to Robert and Sarah. I am from Simba Toastmasters Club. I have been a Toastmaster since 2021, so this is my third year. I enjoy a lot of things. I like to believe myself, to believe that I'm like water. So I'm not easily swayed, but I can easily adapt to different situations. So most of the time, I love to connect with people and enjoy just the company of other people, but I still love my own company. So it depends on the situation and the time. Yes.
Tess, how long have you been actually you've said since 2021, so that translates to about 3 years. Who introduced you to Toastmasters?
I heard it from a friend who was a Toastmaster then. First time I heard of Toastmasters was in 2017. And my journey to shop for a club was not as fruitful. So I put it on a pause, and eventually, I think COVID time 2020, when posters were everywhere and WhatsApp was a thing, status. So another friend of mine who was a VPM at the time at Simba had a poster on her WhatsApp status. Her name is Michelle. And that's how I joined, first as a visitor. And then now, eventually in January 2021, I made the decision and signed up. Yeah.
All right. Wow. And the journey has been good so far. But of course.
Absolutely.
That's why you're still here. I like that, Tess. Now, asking the same question that I posed to Sarah, DTM Roberts. First, we hear of Toastmasters and then we hear of DTM. What does the DTM stand for? But more so, the question that I asked Sarah, how have you leveraged on your Toastmasters skills beyond Toastmasters?
Absolutely. I don't think I've actually intentionally tried to leverage the skills that I've gotten out of Toastmasters. It's something that seems to just happen naturally in the way that I apply them in my business, in my interactions with people outside Toastmasters, in church. Because I think there are skills that we gain without even realizing it. For example, when I first became a sergeant at a club officer, without realizing it, I learned how to create systems. I learned how to create templates that could be reused to make work easier. I learned how to create checklists to make to have consistent quality in the way that we are executing my role. And so I find that those skills that I gain without even realizing it while actually doing the different projects, the different work that come with the different responsibilities, automatically become applied to my work. And a case in point is I'm not a designer. I've never been an artist. But in Toastmasters, I remember the first poster I ever created. Someone requested that I create for them a poster. And when they showed it to their club, they politely told me that they would rather go with someone else. And it was horrible. However, over the years, by being given opportunities to practice these design skills, I've gotten to a point where often I do not need a designer for my own business. I can simply get onto Canva and put together a design. And so beyond actually thinking about what am I going to take from Toastmasters to apply, there are skills that you innately acquire that are going to demonstrate themselves in the way that you do your work, in the way that you interact with people outside Toastmasters. And going back to the question about being a DTM and what that means. I remember when I received the DTM plaque, I received it in 2021. And at that point, I think it relates to what I just said. After I got the DTM plaque in the mail, I got a letter. I was like, oh, that is kind of an anti-climax because I had been building up to this thing, and suddenly I had it in my hand. I thought there was it was going to come with a band playing outside my house and all that. There's going to be a huge party that was going to be thrown, but I was just told, yeah, dude, you're a DTM. And the truth is, the joy that I get from that plaque, the joy that I get from the title of being a DTM is the work that I put in leading up to it. I remember one of the ways that I was able to achieve the DTM was by being a club mentor and a club sponsor. And for that, I mentored and sponsored Zumaridi and Almasi, respectively. And through the journey, through the process of getting people to learn about Toastmasters, to see how Toastmasters can help people from all walks of life gain the public speaking and leadership skills that we offer, has been quite a satisfying thing. I grew as a leader in the process of helping those people in chartering the clubs, in district leadership, in completing my own path, in serving as a club officer, but seeing that growth in the people that I interacted with in the process of that journey has been quite satisfying. And it is the thing that keeps me in Toastmasters right now, knowing the confidence that anybody can come to Toastmasters, whether you are stuttering, whether you already have public speaking skills, whether you are completely afraid of standing in front of people and you're shaking, at Toastmasters, you can grow in whatever goals that you have set for yourself. And so that is what it means to be a DTM. Being a DTM means helping other people acquire the skills that you yourself have acquired.
I like that. That was elaborate. And any person who has never thought of being a DTM, I hope they've been inspired. Myself being one of those who have just been inspired because I'm working on my DTM. So thank you for that, Robert. Now, I want us to dive into the issue that brought us here. Now that we have known you, we have a brief idea of who you are, what you do in Toastmasters and the like. Let's talk about Toastmasters East African Conference. It is happening. And this year, Kenya is a host. And not just Kenya, Mombasa. If any Kenyan hears of Mombasa, there's an excitement that comes into play. Sarah Wanjiko, you are the venue chair. Why should we stop everything and drive down, rail down, fly down to Mombasa from 9th to 11th May 2024? What is this phenomenon about Mombasa that makes people or will make people suffer from the fear of missing out if they don't show up?
Thank you, Candy. Now, Mombasa, for anyone who has never been here, there's something that completely shifts how you feel once you land from that plane, once you land from that train, or whichever means of transport. Immediately, your body will reset to relax mode, because that's how we are here. And you will feel a different kind of feeling. I cannot really put it into words. You have to be here to feel what I'm talking about. Mombasa, why? Especially the venue that we have picked for you. As the name suggests, Pride in Paradise, it is an actual paradise. With the beach right next to it, with the breeze, you will not want to go back home after you have landed there. Mombasa we have the best dishes. If it's the food, it's different from what you're used to. If it's the atmosphere that I've talked about, very different. The ambience, for lack of a better word, even on the roads, the friendliness of the people, the hospitality and the warmth is something that will make your humanness come back. And that is the whole idea of this Teacon. Why? Because you will come and actually have a break as you learn because of the setup, and you don't have a choice, because that's what Mombasa does for you. Yes, that's all in a nutshell.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That's what Mombasa does for you. It's a place of relaxation. And to even just share a cliche that people normally say about Mombasa, getting to Mombasa is easy, but leaving is difficult, because you get to enjoy the food, the people, the music, the beach, the beautiful weather, the sandy beaches, pristine sandy beaches. Good heavens, I look forward to that. Now, Tess, you attended Toastmasters East African Conference last year in Dar es Salaam. When you look at selling Toastmasters East African Conference, what would you tell us about the event for a person who's never had it before, and even for Toastmasters who've never attended Teacon? What is Teacon?
First, East Africa has we have about 10 more countries. So Teacon brings us all together. We have interacted on Zoom. However, when you meet each other in person, there's that, so you're Candy. Oh, you're Robert. There's that excitement that you feel when you're meeting someone in person. So Teacon bringing us all together, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi, and Rwanda, Ethiopia. It's a very good for lack of a better word, meetup and social place, because then you get to hang out with the different people. We had a cultural night. I remember on the first day, we had a cocktail where we just came to catch up. Then there were contests, definitely. And later in the evening, we had a gala night. We learned Ethiopian dances. We learned Ugandan dances. It was a fantastic experience. So I know we interact with each other virtually, which is a good thing, convenience. However, you want to come and meet other people who it will save you the visa cost and hotel costs traveling to those countries by meeting those people. Yeah.
A melting pot of different cultures across East Africa. That is amazing. 10 countries right now form the District 114, and all these 10 countries will be converging in Mombasa. Honestly, there's no better way to say we are going to be seeing each other, Tess, and you are Tess. That excitement is always there, and I hope a lot more people will come as compared to what we had last year. PQD, you shared the theme of this year's Teacon, World of Opportunities Re-emerging the Future. What inspired this theme?
I think as Toastmasters know, we are celebrating our 100 years as Toastmasters, as an organization. And the reason that we came up with this theme is we, first of all, reflecting over the 100 years that have passed for us as an organization, and realizing the kind of opportunities that we have created for people to grow as public speakers and leaders. The kind of opportunities we have so far shared, I think, in this stream, the way that we have gained from Toastmasters in different ways. And I think the purpose of this theme would be to help us reflect on what we've all gained ourselves as individuals, and also identify other opportunities that we can grow as public speakers and as leaders. And I think reflecting on the past Teacon that I have attended, I found that by being exposed to people from other regions of Kenya, people from other countries in East Africa, I identified the kind of opportunities for growth as a leader in Toastmasters. Because I remember at that time, Pathways was just starting off. And when you're closed off in your own club, you might feel that you are making great progress by yourself. However, when I saw people like Gladys Muhunyo, who are almost completing the first path in Pathways back in those days, I felt inspired. I felt that I could go further in my public speaking. When I saw people delivering amazing speeches during that contest, in the humorous contest, I learned that I, as Robert, the great introvert, I could one day become a humorous speaker and so work on my humor. And so by coming to Teacon, I feel that we can show people the kind of opportunities that there are in Toastmasters, not just people in Toastmasters, but also people in East Africa, so that we can have more clubs. And that is the purpose of this theme, a world of opportunities in Toastmasters for you to grow as a public speaker and as a leader.
That is Thank you so much for sharing your own experience. You an introvert could actually have a sense of humor and be vibration of that.
It seems like Candy is having network challenges. I think she's going to be back very, very, very soon. And maybe we could continue with this discussion. And thinking about the past Teacon and the kind of experiences that we had, and I remember Sarah when I was in Mombasa a week or so ago. You're telling me about the kind of experience you had getting into a bus with other people in Mombasa and going to Dar es Salaam and coming back. Could you please tell us a bit about that experience for you and what it meant for you as a public speaker and as an individual?
Oh, thank you. We came up as the Mombasa Toastmasters to travel to the Teacon to Dar es Salaam. And we chose to do it by road. So we had this bus that took us to Dar. It was also our means of transport around Dar es Salaam. And what this did for me is, one, I got to make money out of business opportunities, because when you spend that much time with people in a bus, because it was ours and there was no hurry. By no hurry, I meant if we saw a signage on the road that there falls somewhere, we just reroute to there and we'll go and have a nice nature walk. And we bonded a lot with the group in Mombasa. That for me did amazing for me, also for my social skills, because I don't know about you people, but there's a point in life that you reach and you realize, I'm not doing very well socially. You come from work, stay in the house, you're not making new friends. You probably have not talked to, if you work at home, you've not talked to another adult in a while. So for me, that was a big one. I made money, I made friends, I made connections. I learned so much about people that I only see online. And the personality you see online and the other one that you see personally is something totally different. So that was a life-changing experience. I know one of us actually opened a tours company from that one experience, and he's earning very well from that. So yes, that is what it did for us.
Over to you, Candy.
Thank you, PQD, and pardon the interruption. Technology is something that can't be fully relied upon, but we progress, we proceed nevertheless. Tess, you are the contest protocol chair. What does this mean? And what are you going to be doing on the D-Day for us?
Well, this is actually a new role that has not been there before. And the idea is to support the TLI chair now it's supporting the contests. So I'll be liaising with the chief judges and the contest chairs just to ensure that they have everything they need. In short, I'm going to be the KYM for the contest chair and the TLI chair. So any support they would need, I will be the person to help or point them in the right direction. Yes.
Tess, still on you. Last year we had pre-conferences, workshop, and the like. Is that something that you should anticipate this year, in addition to the larger Teacon? Are we going to have some workshops for people to plug in and get to learn some tips about public speaking or more?
Definitely, that's something in the works. I know, in fact, the idea that has been fronted by one of our Toastmasters is to have a meetup or a table for all the authors, because Toastmasters leaders are readers. So we will have a session for people to network, and even if you have something to showcase that you do outside Toastmasters, this is your opportunity to come and share with the people that may not know. So I may have interacted with Sarah as someone who does events, but she possibly also writes something, or she has a children's home, or she has something else that she can do. So there will be an opportunity for everyone to come and showcase anything they would want members or Toastmasters to know about on that day. So that is something to look out for, definitely.
Okay, so for anyone who is coming and they're looking forward to beyond the contest, beyond the cocktail, beyond the gala dinner, there's something more that can add value. So that $100 will bring back a lot of value. That's what I'm getting, correct?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Awesome. Awesome. I like that. PQD, we always get excited when we see who is going to speak at that event. Last year, we had our international president, Matt Kinsey, joining us. What can we expect in terms of the speakers who are going to grace Teacon this year?
Absolutely, Candy. Of course, we can't expect the current president to come, the current president of Toastmasters, because if he comes in 1 year, it's not possible for the next president to come the subsequent year. So, however, despite that fact, we are in talks with a past world champion of public speaking in Toastmasters, someone who took on the international speech contest right from the club and made it all the way to the finals and came out as #1. We are in talks with her, and hopefully she's going to be one of the speakers for our contest, for our conference this year. In addition to that, I have identified another Toastmaster who has a great, inspiring story. The moment you're going to see her taking up the stage, it's going to move your hearts, it's going to move your minds, and show you indeed Toastmasters provides a world of opportunities, and you are just scratching the surface of your public speaking journey. And so that is something that has been on our minds, people from Toastmasters International, and also people from our countries who are going to inspire us to make the best out of our Toastmasters journey. It's going to be a thrilling experience, I can assure you.
I am waiting with bated breath. The fact that you've just told us an international speaker, then a Toastmaster with a beautiful story, without telling us exactly who these people are. Really, PQD? You're not going to confirm? Really? So we just hold our breath and see. We'll wait patiently to see who those ones are. But thank you for actually making us, it's like looking at a very appetizing meal and the mouth just begins to water. You just begin to salivate. I look forward. I really look forward because I'm sure they are going to be amazing speakers. There's always this question when you are traveling around, going to a different city. How do I get there? Is the life expensive? What kind of food are we going to expect? Is it cheap food? Is it expensive food? And being an avid traveler, I know that these questions are very valid. So Sarah, being a person who stays in Mombasa, calls Mombasa home, first, how do we get to Mombasa? Are we walking? Kenyans, we like running. Are we running down to the coast? What are the modes of transport that we can use to get down? Are they affordable? Is life in Mombasa affordable? Or are we looking for a Nairobi-like experience? Are we looking forward to a Nairobi-like experience? Over to you.
Thank you, Candy. No, we will not be running or walking this way. It's quite far. But we have modes of transport. We have the train, the SGR, which is quite comfortable, depending on which particular train you're going to choose for yourself. We have the express and the intercounty. By intercounty, this means the train gets to stop per county. So even if for the Kenyans that are in between Nairobi and Mombasa, you do not have to board the train from Nairobi. You can actually board it even from Voi, from Titwande, and you'll get to Mombasa. Quite comfortable. We have the economy class and the first class, depending on your preference. The time taken for the express train is 5 hours. That one does not stop. The time taken for the inter-county train is approximately 6 hours and some minutes. So that's for the train, depending on how it is. On affordability, that is tricky because affordable could be, for some people, 20,000 could be low, others it's good. So for that, I will say that your pocket will speak for you. You can also travel by bus. There are so many buses that offer that service. There are people who will swear by the fact that buses are most comfortable, especially if you choose the first class part of the bus. There is air conditioning, there is comfort of your own seat. There is enough leg space. So it will depend on what, again, is your preference, although the bus will take longer than the train. You have the option of a flight, depending on your schedule. If there are people who will absolutely choose the road because they want to come sightseeing along the way, you can take a plane if you're not big on taking long and road to where you're heading to. So planes are available. Of course, if you book earlier, this goes also for the trains. The earlier you book, one, availability for you will be in check. And also for the flights, I'm sure when you book earlier, it will be cheaper for you than doing it around the time that you're just about to travel. For the accommodation, we have, you can also travel by your own car, drive yourself this way. Those three are the public modes of transport. If you feel you love long drives, this is the opportunity for you. For the accommodation, now we have many options for you. First and foremost, Pride in Paradise is amazing. Their rooms are out of this world. As an in-house guest, you get to enjoy their pool, their delicacies and all that. So that is option number one if you don't feel like commuting to the conference for you. So Pride In has that option of you being an in-house guest for them. We are surrounded by many beautiful beach hotels around Pride In. If you want other options, we have Serena, we have White Sands, just a few minutes away from our venue. We have Bamburi Beach Hotel. There are so many, I tell you, the list is endless. And also I know we are partnering with, I've missed that word, who are able to organize for you. Once you click the registration link, there's a company that we've partnered with is it Afro? Candy, remind me the name? Afrojet. Yes, Afrojet will assist you in making your booking in case you feel that you may be stranded because you don't know Mombasa very well. The options of Airbnbs are also available. We have Bamburi that can sort you from as low as $15 a night. So that can do for you, but this means that you'll have to have your own means of transport, which we have tuk-tuk. If you don't know what tuk-tuk is, the three-legged vehicle that is really fun to be in with the wind through your hair and all. We have motorbikes to get you there. We also have matatu for the non-Kenyans. These are shared four-seater minivans that can ferry you to the nearest point, although we have a small distance that you'll need to take a tuk-tuk again to reach you to the venue. But this can be arranged because, like I said earlier, Mombasa, we are always willing to help, even our strangers. As long as you say hello first. I know Nairobians, you're not used to saying hello to strangers. Here we greet people, because when you don't greet people and you go and ask for help, they will look at you. So please say hello, and then you will have the help that you need. So it's quite an easy one. For the food, I know that the local meals, the local delicacies from the kibandas, I don't know, grammarian, forgive me for this one, I'm lacking a better word. The food from the kibandas is something that all of you have to try when we get the break. the pilau, the biryani, the viazi karai, the ukwaju. These are things that you will need to try as you move around. So it's a lot in store. It's quite affordable, especially if you get your early bird tickets. So plan your trip right now. Go into the Airbnb, because around May, because we will be many delegates for that conference, trust me, the prices may go up. And I know some Toastmasters have, because we are business people also, we know that, yes, there's a conference coming up. So we are aware that we will have traffic on that. So book now.
Thank you, Sarah. You know, you've just said you should say hello to people in Mombasa. And I've just remembered that I was one to always say hello to people until I jumped into a matatu going to Nakuru. And I got in, and the first thing I said, habari zenu, good, hello everyone. And everyone just looked at me like, what are you selling us? Can you imagine no one responded? So when you're telling me to say hello to people, I'm still traumatized. I don't know whether I'll be able to say hello to people again and be embarrassed by people not responding.
We are better. We are better than the Nakuru people. Trust me on that one. We'll do better.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that encouragement. So for anyone who is traveling down, what I have picked up on, we have trains, we have flights, we have buses. And yes, I can vouch that the buses are more comfortable than the trains, just that they take longer. So we prefer the train more. But affordability, like you say, depends on the person, how much expensive and cheap really vary. So I have understood that. Also, for the people who are coming from Uganda, Tanzania, this transportation, modes of transport are available to them still, correct? They can fly in, they can get a bus from Rwanda to Mombasa. So all this are available. Just register and you will be able to get information from Afrojet, who is partnering with us on the logistical side. Great, thank you, Sarah. Mr. PQD, actually, Tess, was last year your first Teacon?
Yes, it was my first Teacon, and I was so excited to. I have a curiosity. Sometimes I try to want to find things out, and then if it's not going to work for me, then I will have made a decision. So yes, it was my first Teacon, and it was absolutely amazing. And my first time to Dar es Salaam as well. So two birds with one. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So what success stories, and success stories can be whatever a person sees that they succeeded in, or whatever they have they achieved by attending to Teacon. What are some of the stories that you've heard from friends, from fellow Toastmasters that really got them excited about Teacon last year? What were the insights they gleaned from?
I think just the idea of meeting different people, it means if you are, for example, you have a business, you're moving from it being Kenyan to regional. So there's that aspect of connecting with people from other countries where normally you would have required a lot of advertising, a lot of effort, yet by coming together in one place, you have an ambassador who goes back to preach and sell you. So there's that aspect of crossing borders with a little less effort than you would have required.
Yeah.
The connection is another thing. I know after we finished the whole Toastmasters conference, we had a joint East African WhatsApp group, which was not really there before, or I may not have been aware of it, but we also had that connection. So even on the WhatsApp groups, you find messages being posted and the networkings, and every opportunities have actually come out of that interaction, because I may have heard of Robert from Kenya while I'm in Burundi, Having met him, I got his contact. And once when he hears something about something I do here in Kenya, it's easy for him to reach and say, hey, Tess, I have this opportunity here and I think you'd be a good fit. So there's that first-hand connection with people and just crossing borders that I've seen happen after that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Candy was again
Mm-hmm.
Rosen.
Yes, I think she has also that challenge.
Yeah, but as she comes back to the meeting, yeah, thanks for that. Thanks so much for that insight about your experiences with last year's Teacon and the successes that you saw. And I think something that happened to me personally, and I will call it a success, and I will call it something that has quite inspired and encouraged me over the last 1 year, is that when I came back from Dar es Salaam at the airport, I was coming back to a different role in Toastmasters, the kind of the role that I'm holding right now. And I don't know who did this, but an amazing Toastmaster actually slipped a pin, a Toastmasters pin into my pocket. And I found it a couple of weeks later as my laundry was being done. The person who does my laundry showed me a pin. I'd never seen it before. And so it was someone who put it in my pocket. And I think to me, every time I look at that pin, I feel it represents the mission of a Toastmasters Club, where we get support, positive encouragement from other members that help us grow in confidence in ourselves. And reflecting back to Teacon, the first Teacon I attended, which was in Kampala, we stayed in an Airbnb, a bunch of us. And from the conversations we used to have after the Teacon event and the friendships that we've gained over the years from those people that we spent so much time together, I found a lot of encouragement, a lot of positive support in my journey in Toastmasters and also outside. Over to you, Candy. Welcome back.
This internet, I don't know who is, someone is disturbing ancestors and ancestors are affecting this internet. However, your meets go. I'm glad to be back. Now, PQD, now that I found you speaking, this is actually directed to you. How can individuals register for Teacon and what are the deadlines they should be looking out for?
Absolutely. There's a link that we have been sending out and that you can use to register to attend the event. And the kind of deadlines that we have is that the free early bird ticket, so the $100 ticket, is going to be on sale until March 15th. Then we're going to have the early bird ticket, which is going to be $120. That is going to be on sale until April 15th. And then the regular ticket, $150, which is going to be on sale until just before the conference. This ticket is going to cover the cocktail, the 2 days of the conference, and the gala dinner. So there's not going to be an additional ticket that you need to buy in order to attend any of the events that are going to be covered by Teacon. So follow the link. We have a banner that in case I come to your club, we are going to have it set up at your club so that you can take a photo of the ticket or use the QR code. However, take advantage of the posters that have been sent out and follow that link.
All right. Please, I know we talk about African time. This is not the year for African timers. You do not want to pay extra $20, extra $50 when you know that the pre-early bird ticket was going for $100. If you haven't bought it, please get your ticket as soon as possible so that you do not end up paying as much. We are not complaining as a planners. We would like you to pay more, but we are advising you, considering the economic times. We care. Get the $100 ticket before 15th of March. Thank you for that, PQD. Now we're coming towards the end of this TEAcast, and I want us to just wrap it up. And I'll start with Sarah. Please give us your final words about Teacon and why we should all come to Teacon. Close our jobs, leave our employers, and employees for those ones who run their own businesses, leave our children behind and come down to Mombasa. Tell us why we should attend Teacon. Final remarks.
Final remarks why we will even, and some of us will leave our spouses, which we need visas to leave. Safe space.
Mm-hmm.
By safe space, I mean, I come from a woman-only club, a special club. And at Speaking Woman, we are big on women sharing their stories and just being vulnerable. Now, imagine meeting these women in person and meeting other women from other clubs who have come to share this story and interacting with them like you've known them all your life because of a story they shared that was so personal. So for me, that is something that I would tell everybody to just come, meet like-minded individuals. If you're at a point of life that you're feeling maybe stuck and you're feeling you don't know the way forward, Toastmasters will do something for you. That blockage will completely go away and you'll find yourself afresh. And the best way to do this is the biggest physical meeting for Toastmasters that we are going to be having at Teacon. And again, it's Mombasa, guys. Mombasa, of all, it's the living room of Kenya. I mean, why not?
Living room it is. We shall let you have it for today. Living room it is. Thank you so much for those remarks. Tess, tell us, why should people, especially coming from a Nairobian, why should people leave Nairobi, leave the capital city, Kampala, Addis Ababa? Why should they all go down to Mombasa?
Just to add on to what Sarah has said, we are definitely going to have fun. But all through, in fact, now we are just about to finish the contest season. We will be having contests, and you have voted for the best of the best to represent your divisions. So come and cheer them on. And hopefully we can also have someone representing District 114 at the international space. So come and cheer your people from your division as part of the contest, and just come and have fun, as much fun as you can, as much fun as you can. I cannot emphasize it enough. I look forward to meeting many of you and have fun. As fun and fun and fun. I really am looking for something else to say, but I can't. But come and support your contestants and enjoy yourselves.
Fun, fun, fun. There's a country that puts the U in the fun. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, we move on. I look forward to having all the East Africans coming through. And like you've said, it is fun, fun, fun. And I dare say that this is not just for Toastmasters, but also non-Toastmasters. We have to really emphasize that. Non-Toastmasters will be coming as well. PQD, we have heard about why we should go to Toastmasters East African Conference. To bring this home, there's a particular group of people that we left behind that will also benefit. And I think I will give that, as you give us your final remarks, kindly tell us why corporates should also sponsor our event as all of us head down to Mombasa in May.
Thank you. I think it's my closing remarks will definitely even cover the sponsors. And
Mhm.
when I think about the reason you should go for Teacon is when you think about a fish, a koi fish or a goldfish, when you put it in a little bowl, it never grows to be a huge fish. If you put it in a huge pond, a goldfish has the potential to grow into a massive fish. And that is the reason we travel. When you are isolated in your own club, when you are interacting with a few people that you've always interacted with, you can only grow so much. But when you're exposed to people from the different countries that are represented in our district, you are going to experience tremendous growth as a public speaker and as a leader. You're going to be inspired to reach for greater heights. And that is why you as an individual should turn up for Teacon. And also a corporate should sponsor its member, should sponsor the different events that we have. Your employees, the people that work for you, are going to be able to achieve much greater than they have been able to achieve in the past. They're going to be inspired to be better versions of themselves by interacting with people from other cultures, with people from other professions, with people from other background experiences. You as an organization are going to get a bang for every buck that you are going to use to sponsor this event. And you as an individual, I can assure you without a doubt, are going to get a bang for your buck by attending this conference.
Thank you so much, Program Quality Director Tess Kasiera, Sarah Wanjiko. You have been a delightful and delectable panelist this morning. Thank you for enabling us to see what is the reason we should leave everything and drive down, fly down, rail down to Mombasa and attend the Toastmasters East African Conference. Please note for everyone who's listening here, this is not just for Toastmasters, but also non-Toastmasters. The earlier you book your ticket, the better it is for you. Once you start attending this conference, you will keep going for more and more and more. You will never stop, because beyond being a melting pot of different cultures, this is your opportunity to network, to make business opportunities for yourself. If you are an entrepreneur, this is your opportunity to make more friends beyond your social circle. So don't miss out. Join us. You have heard it from our Program Quality Director, Robert Karanja, Tess Kasiera, and Sarah Wanjiko. I have been your host and the head of marketing in Toastmasters East African Conference, Kendi Mobila. Have a lovely day. Have a wonderful week, whatever is remaining of it, and see you in Mombasa.
Have a good day.
See
Have a
you.
good day.
Bye.